inferior vena cava, here's your aortic arch, okay? So this is all branching from your superior vena cava and your aortic arch, okay? So if we look here, here's your superior vena cava, okay? And this actually ripped when I broke the ribs, okay? So it should be like this, okay? So this branch right here, this junction, this is your brachiocephalic vein, okay? You guys
the blue
get
one,
that?
right?
The blue, yes. So then the brachiocephalic vein will split and part of it will shoot out to the side and into the ribs, which you can see here. Do you see that? You guys see that? And that would be this part here. Okay? And then you have two going up towards the neck region, right? So here's your internal jugular and your external jugular, okay? And the cool thing about veins is that it's symmetrical on both sides. So you have superior vena cava, brachiocephalic, you have your internal, your external, and your subclavian veins, okay? Exactly symmetrical on both sides. Really cool, right? Okay, arteries, not so much, a little bit more difficult. So we're gonna look here, make sure, Justin, that other people could see too, okay? So here's the aortic arch here. You guys see that? You guys see? Can you see that here? That's the aortic arch. So off of the aortic arch we see one branch here, we see two branches here, and then we can follow it and extend back underneath the heart, right? So that's what I've shown here. First extension, second extension, and it follows back behind the heart, right? Okay, so off of the first extension, we should see one, but two things go up into the neck region, and then also something shoots into the shoulder, right? So let's see if we see that. Okay, so let's follow this. Here's the first extension, and you see, okay, there's one and two things up into the neck region. So these are your carotid arteries. So this part here, behind this vein, right? That's the carotid trunk. So the carotid trunk will turn into your two carotid arteries, okay? And also, if we got behind here, we would see, you guys see this artery here? That, if you follow it, that's coming right off of this as well, okay? So that would be your subclavian artery, carotid trunk, carotid arteries, okay? All right, let's look at our second branch off of the aortic arch. So here's your aortic arch here, right? Here's your second branch. If you follow it here, you see it goes straight into the shoulder, right? You guys see that? Lastly, we can follow it curl back here. And when you pull this to the side, what you guys can see is here's your dorsal aorta here. You see that? Okay? You guys all good with that part?
Yeah.
The dorsal aorta? Here. Yeah, here.
Awesome.
Okay? Okay, so now that we've got this top part done, let's do the abdominal part, which is over here. Okay? So at the very top above the heart, you see the aortic arch, right? And you see the dorsal aorta curving behind it. You also see that blue vein coming across the top of the dorsal aorta, right? So if we look in here, there's that guy right here. You see that?
What is that?
That is the Azygos vein, which is going to feed the ribs. Okay? And that is in your packet. So if you want to look at it, you see that? Okay, that's azygos. Okay? All right, so then you look at my picture right after the azygos, and I put that that's to the ribs. Right below it, something goes to the stomach, right? You see that? So, okay, let's follow the dorsal aorta this way. We know the stomach is here, right? So if we lift this up, boom, there it is. And that would be the celiac artery. Okay, celiac goes to the stomach. Right below the celiac, you see that something goes to the small intestine, and it's there. Okay? So who remembers what this stuff is called? It's the mesentery, right? So this artery is called the internal mesenteric artery. Okay, so celiac goes to stomach, internal mesenteric to the small intestine. Okay? All right, so then you follow down, you see those two bean-shaped structures on the sides. What are those? They're the kidneys, right? So right below this mesenteric, you can see here, there's your renal artery here. You guys see that? And you also see some blue things going across. What are those?
Veins.
They're veins. What kind of veins?
Renal veins.
They're renal veins, exactly. So very easy. They're all named depending on where they're going, okay? And you can follow these back, and you see that these veins are coming off of this guy. What do you guys think this is? This big blue thing back here.
The iliac?
The iliac? No. Remember what came right out of here?
The vena cava.
The inferior vena cava. That's running all the way through here, okay? So, okay, going back to the dorsal aorta, we're going to keep following, and now we see this branch here, right? And we also see these arteries shooting up this way, right? So this is your umbilical cord. What are these? Umbilical arteries, right? These are red, so they're arteries. They're coming off of the aorta. So on this picture, that would be these two groups, okay? They're coming straight down the center, right? So now we're going to come out this way, and we'll find 1, 2, 3 more things, okay? So if we look out this way, we see 1, 2, 3 more things. Do you see that? Yeah. So, okay, umbilical artery, deep femoral artery goes right into this inner part of the thigh. You have your internal iliac and your external iliac. Okay? And if you look behind it, you see you have the same things in veins as well. So you also have deep femoral vein, internal iliac vein, external iliac vein. Okay? You guys all good with that? So these are going to serve as really good study guides for you to figure out what's what. Okay? Did that help?
Yes.
Are you guys able to see everything?
You're doing your male reproductive on here, and then we're going into depth.
Okay.
And then the rest of it's next.
Okay.
Can you
Over here.
Yeah, sure.
Email?